Hi everyone, my name is Reed and I chose to do my presentation on Ansel Adams. I first began my journey into the world of photography roughly a year ago, and it is all due to the work of Mr. Adams. His black and white images of the American West stole my attention and created within me a desire to learn the art. Ansel Adams was born here in San Francisco just after the turn of the 19th century in 1902, and he spent the majority of his years here. In love with nature and exploring from an early age, Adams regularly ventured into the then wild reaches of the Golden Gate area and along Lobos Creek. From 1916 and on, he began spending substantial time in the areas of Yosemite and the Sierra Nevada range. But unbeknownst to most, his intended and primary occupation until around 1920 was actually the pursuit of music with piano. Although the family business went belly up during Ansel's childhood, his father was still a great encourager and taught him to live a modest life that was filled equally with responsibility to man and nature. Adams' earliest photography began with a Kodak No. 1 Brownie box, which he took with him on a trip to Yosemite with his father. This trip ignited his love affair with the location, and he soon began returning with better gear and an intensified interest in photography. From then on, photography and the process of development began to fill his world. He joined a camera club, began reading photography literature, and started part-time work in San Francisco as a photo finisher in order to learn darkroom techniques. For someone whose formal education barely surpassed the 8th grade, Adams' drive to learn as well as teach himself provided him with a framework that would support more than the young man could have ever imagined. Over time, Ansel's passion for nature and conservation began to compete with his path towards a career in music, and he was inevitably drawn towards pursuing his newfound passion and chose to join the Sierra Club, which is an organization devoted to protecting the wilderness of the Sierra Nevada region. Attendance in the Sierra Club was not only helpful, but vital to Adams' early success as a landscape photographer. His first photographs and writings appeared in the club's bulletin in 1922, and later on his first exhibition was held at the club's San Francisco headquarters in 1928. This isn't to say that his entire career was prosperous. As stated in a letter to a fellow photographer in 1935, quote, "I've been busy but broke." Much of his time he was compelled to spend working as a commercial photographer, running a gamut of clients that included Yosemite Concessionaire, Life, Fortune, Kodak, Zeiss, and even a dried fruit company. His ability and capacity for work were unmatched, and he often toiled for weeks on end, believing that there was no time for vacations or holidays in life. He worked not only in regards to photography, but also to conservation. He fought for new parks and wilderness areas in places familiar to Californians such as the Big Sur coastal region, the redwoods, and also for endangered sea lions and sea otters, as well as clean air and water. This brings me to why I chose him for my presentation. From what I've gathered, we both share a similar passion to create a bridge between the natural world and those that exist among it. As societies grow, there seems to be an ever-increasing disconnect between what is real and tangible on this planet and what is merely a creation of the human psyche. I appreciate the work that Ansel Adams did much more than in just the photography aspect, but also because the conservation. By utilizing photography as a tool to spread a message bigger than himself. Adams created a legacy that will exist for untold generations. I can only hope that I can direct my journey in life to follow a path that will emulate works and accomplishments of similar regard as he did. In closing, Ansel Adams broke the mold and set a new standard for landscape photographers. A true fresh eye and one that was fueled by passion, drive, and pure love for what he believed in.